Caution. Wave that one west, cover out that window. Let them know I'm coming with my kinfolk. Red letter, ski mask on, but I don't really ski though. Bullets ball head like they going through chemo. I slide on them Tony Hawk type. Better get your thoughts right. Jumping high on walls, this ain't Fortnite. Red dot, it kinda make it way too easy for a headshot. I put you under wing, it turned into a headlock. I told my niggas think it's time to put the pressure on. You bring that paper, told her throw a little extra on. We go to war and see, I murder one, you murder two, it ain't the same degree, Better up into a capital offense for them dollars, but it really don't make sense. Guns behind tents with some liquor and we riding down the freeway. Slide on them, spin the block and replay, so we slide again.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide.
We got this mapped out. Niggas selling wolf tickets, not living what they rap out. Said he gon' ride, too emotional, he'll crash out. And I ain't boxing, wrestle with this cannon, you gon' tap out. 100 troopers in the building, turn this shit into a blackout. We both come from the mother, why you tryin' to do me dirty? He cut himself off, we let him rock, he ain't worthy. You playing ball courts, throwing number like a jersey. While niggas folded like origami, I kept it sturdy. Told my son he got the blood of a king, he ain't got a word. They gon' cross you like a Christian, it's better to learn this early. They be watching, trying to copy, asking questions, trying to learn me. I ain't in the back and forth if the business don't concern me. Catch the wrath from my anger, I be trying to give a mercy. As the angels keep me covered, I'ma slide, they might have heard me. They playing with that fire, get too close, it's gonna burn me. We ain't never looking back, moving forward, it's the journey.
You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide. Look, little nigga, I'm made. All these rappers soft, claim they all cut from a whole nother clothes. I'm the one with the blade. Untamed gorilla, keep your hands out the cage. I be standing on they neck, one west to the grave. You can keep your mercy, nigga, I ain't worried. Revenge call me buddy love, I call her Miss Purdy. Nigga try to blitz, I'm going 730. I'ma shake the whole room like Big Shirty. Nigga say one war, it's whatever, buddy. Glock fully loaded, you know these letters bloody. Come for me, you a bitch, homie. Boy, I'm realer than your big homie. 144, yeah, the one and only. And you know I keep this blick on me. Body slam you like Mick Foley. I got that black out on my arm, play that bitch like a violin. Said me try me once, nigga, try again. You know my position, I'm on standby. Ain't no competition, it's a landslide. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again. Niggas claim they hot, but we been fine. If they ain't one of mine, so they ain't tied. Or you a rider, motherfucker, ride again. You said you slide on them, nigga, slide again.
Yeah. Caution. Wave that one west, cover out that window. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One west, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's with the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings all fill them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with them. Me at the end, I gotta stay paid. fake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse an imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate, make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a debit case. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a rope. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Try to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Niggas swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one West, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim me riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas in their feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
Turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round, he'll spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the standing tail. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see did. The man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thuggin' with Lucky, that nigga left me for dead. Endure to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my people.
One West world. First everybody. Bitch, this is more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas up. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectarine. But I keep it. It's more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas up. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectarine. But I keep it clean. Man, I'm too for real. Comfortable with myself, look, they fraud. Man, I'm too legit. Off the thermostat, can't hold me back. Trying to check my check. I had my weight, run my plate, really busy. Really in this field. Checking it, check me out when in doubt. I'm gonna make my bread. Never lose niggas, food is a feast. Just know we all gon' eat. Niggas slick on my shit, pop my shit. My bro said this shit greasy. She don't like the message. I get wisdom. I'm just rude as speech. Tell my side, but not too much. They feel me. I know talk is cheap. I'm controlling it from a distance. This how it's supposed to be. Give her what she never had. Now she can't get over me. I understand they don't want a man, they just want company. Shorty know I'm all about my gravy, trying to smother me. Get it from under me. I ain't had no silver spoon. This shit come from underneath. I play for keeps. I don't see nobody. This shit tunnel V. I play for keeps. I don't see nobody. This shit tunnel V. This is more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas up. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectarine. But I keep it. It's more than what they ever played us. Living by, put me in a gas up. Born in 91, pumping 93. Winter, Chevy pill, like a nectarine. But I keep it clean, though.
You've been outside, but tonight feels
You good, brother. The water. Test it 1 2. Test it 1 2. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Remember, I'm just using the camera. Not good. All right, Paradaza. The water. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna repeat it. I am Captain Tazar Yakov ISUPK, under Commander Jenny Hunter, here to teach the class and cover for General Hyman. He would normally teach the class. I'll do my best. This is scripture breakdown class. So whatever questions you got, whatever comments you got, not necessarily the comments. One thing, if I could say, like, we appreciate the comments in the chat when it's on point. Trolling comments won't get addressed. Today's title. Did you put the title in there? You never updated the title?
Yeah.
It just says scripture breakdown with. Oh, it don't. I don't see it
It's
on
not showing in the regular in the StreamYard part.
But it is showing on YouTube. Oh, okay. So the title today is Podcaster Shames Black Single Mothers while raising, what's the rest of it?
White man's
While raising the white man's kids, which is diabolical. I saw a post today. Can you just pull a picture up that I emailed you? Just pull a picture up.
This one?
Yeah, just show that picture on live. Show that picture right there. I want you to show that picture on there. I want y'all to see this picture. Now, do y'all see this picture right here online? First of all, the nigga dressed like a geek, like he got skinny jeans with the Timbs on. Listen, if you go to the comment section on here, they talking more about them Timbs with them skinny jeans and the white woman. But now, for those that don't get,
3 people in the comments already knew who it was just based off the title.
Just based off the title, and this title is indicative to even the conversation that I was having with what's the cat? Angry Man, right? Even in that conversation, people don't want to face the reality of black people hating themselves. And black people absolutely hate themselves. So we're going to go and break down, like, No Fugazi is known for attacking single black mothers, for being single black mothers. And all you are is good for a jump off, but you're not good for a relationship. But somehow the white woman is. So we'll talk about that. And we'll talk about whatever else you got. So wait, what zones do we got in here?
Right now, we got in Nakawan said headpiece is fire.
Oh, I bet Nakawan did say the headpiece. Nakawan, I'm waiting on my new headpiece. Nakawan is waiting. Nakawan is working on another headpiece for me, right? Hopefully, I get it in Houston next week. Hey. Houston cookout is next week. Give up Yatazak. Yatazak and them slaughtered 1,000 bulls, 12 cows. No. Yeah, Yatazak, Yachty and them brothers down there in Texas is slaughtering whole animals. There's gonna be so much meat, and I ain't talking about women for once. But I'll be in Houston. So Nakawa, I'm looking forward to getting that new headpiece when I get to Houston, the water. So we'll go into this whole subject. So what zones do we got in here?
We got Pittsburgh.
Let's give Pittsburgh a hand. Clap it up for Pittsburgh. Clap it up. Who else? You can just count. You can just say them all up. Colleen, shout out to Colleen. We got them all in here.
And Milwaukee.
We got Milwaukee up here. So of course, if y'all got a question, y'all know what to do with Aisha. If y'all got a question, y'all go ahead and throw it in there. Are there any questions in the room? Okay, what's your question, brother? Does he need a mic?
We don't have wireless.
What's the reason?
Get a breakdown on
What's
First Corinthians.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36.
Okay, let's get it. Somebody get 1 Corinthians 7 and 36. What's up with the mic? They all broke with no batteries. Y'all didn't replace them yet. Did y'all tell me about it? Yeah, nobody told me the mics was broke. You told me? No, nobody told me. We'd have ordered them by now. They should be. It's just cordless mics. Just order them. No, I don't recall. Well, anyway, 1 Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36.
You got it in front of you?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it, brother.
It says, First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 36. But if any man think that he behaved himself uncomely towards his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age and needs so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry. Okay. So now, what's your question on it? I mean, I had made a post yesterday about this matter, and I know the general breakdown of it. I got a great understanding of what they're saying, but I wanted to get a higher authority understanding. So that's what I'm asking you. So, well, first of all, you want a higher understanding of it? Right. What is your understanding of it? My understanding of this is, you know, a virgin can be married after her. It says after her flower, as like the other person brought to me, like, you know, he thinking in his perverted mind that a virgin, you know, of a younger age, like 13 or something like that, can, you know, be married to a man and, you know, he can lay with her. So I'm telling him that the scripture breaking down and letting him know that it's talking about a virgin that is of appropriate age.
How do you know that?
Right? Because the scripture says so. Now let me read it.
That's what I want to know, right? How do you know? So just for everybody paying attention, 1 Corinthians 7:36 says, if any man thinketh he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, she passed the flower of age, he sinneth not, he can marry. So the perverted man thinks that when a woman, as soon as the little girl gets on a flower, you can have sex with her. The brother is saying that it's not saying that. It's when she gets to a certain age, and he's going to tell me where does it say that at. You got it.
So the scripture says right here, it says towards his virgin, if she passed the flower of her age,
right?
And he so required, let him do what he will, right? And it says, he sinneth not, let them marry. So we know in the scripture, I went to other scriptures like Exodus chapter 30. And in Exodus chapter 30, and in
you don't need that. In this verse, it answers it for you.
Right.
Remember, you say you want to hire, you're saying that it's not saying get with a 12-year-old. You're saying it's talking about a certain age.
Right.
Where in this verse does it say that? Right in this verse. You ain't got to go outside this verse. It's right in front of you.
Well, that's why I wanted to get you to
The Most High in Christ. So now, wait, read it again.
All right. It says, verse 36. But if any man think that he behaving himself uncomely towards his virgin,
right?
If she passed the flower of her age.
That's it right there. When it says the flower of her age, what does that mean?
Passing the flower of her age, meaning when she's
when she gets thank you. That's exactly what it means. Now I want you to go to Luke 2:36. This understanding is what they all had. This like, of course, like you said, perverted men will look at this verse and say, nah, man, you could sleep with an underage. You could do this, you could do that. But they knew better in the Bible. So we'll read it. So I want you to read Luke 2:36.
Luke 2, verse 36. And there was one angel and prophetess, the daughter of Penuel, of the tribe
of Asher. That's right.
She was of a great age and had lived with a husband 7 years from her virginity.
From what?
From her virginity.
So what that means is that 7 years from when she got her flower is when she got married. So you can say to the same perverted man that says, let's say if she was 12 when she got a flower, 7 years from that is 19. Let's say if she was 13, 7 years from that is 20. She was 14, 7 years from that is 21. Go in the Apocrypha to Ecclesiasticus 42:9. I'm sorry, I might be a better one to understand. The flower is talking about, the flower of thine age is talking about time. Go to Ecclesiasticus 26:19.
Ecclesiasticus 26:19. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound.
Keep the what?
The flower of thine age sound.
Now there's another flower that's synonymous with the woman on her cycle. And now there's another flower with the sun keeping that age sound. That's a time. That's what when it says flower of thine age, what does a flower do? Thank you. So flowers don't just, you don't just put the flower in the dirt, put the plant in the dirt, pour water on it, and then boom, it sprouts. It takes time to actually bloom. So when that woman or that little girl comes on her cycle, she's not married or having sex. She needs time to bloom. Just like a man, just like a son. You keep your age. Give yourself time to bloom before you do anything that's against you. Like, and what is it telling the son? Don't run out there and be stupid. Don't run out there and rush and make the mistakes. Keep the flower of thine age sound, meaning have a clear mind and learn how to be a man. Learn how to be an adult. So the same thing in 1 Corinthians 7:36, she passed the flower of her age. Now she's at an age where she's bloomed enough to marry. You don't sin. Another thing you want to know about Corinth, in the city of Corinth, they had horrible sexual problems in Corinth. In Corinth, you'll see in Rome, go up to I think in the same chapter, go to 1 Corinthians 7:1.
Yeah, you get that. When you go into the Greek, it like underlines everything that you just said exactly.
Okay, read it.
That whole flower of the age thing is one word that translates to that whole phrase.
Read
and the definition says beyond the bloom or prime of life.
Oh, look at that.
Overripe.
Overripe. So you want to let that thing be ripe, and you want it to be ripe. I mean, who the hell? Yadazar.
Oh yeah.
Muslim cat came up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and we cut him with Muhammad, you know, and when we brought Muhammad and what's her name?
Aisha. What?
That, man, the brother, if I may, I don't want. He said, "When does the girl become a woman?"
Damn. So he was with the flower.
I'm thinking he's gonna, you know, run from it.
Right, right.
He jumped right in there.
He jumped. Was he black?
He's black, sir.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, and that's why I tell y'all, like, when we look at the Diddy's, the R. Kelly, that's why they still support them, because R. Kelly pissing on a little girl is not offensive. Read first, and for Mike's sake, read 1 Corinthians 7:1. Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman.
Now, concerning the things that they wrote to Paul about what was going on in the city of Corinth, you had a man sleeping with his father's wife. That's why he's saying, what you wrote to me, it's good that y'all don't touch a man, not to touch a woman. Now he has to, and that's what you notice why we have the 1 year rule. This is an example of having the 1 year rule. In ISUPK, we have a 1 year rule where you court a sister for a year to make sure that that's somebody you want to marry. You can say you're going through the flower of courtship to make sure that it's right. Why? Because the world, you can have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. There is no limit. There is no cutoff. There is nothing that you can't sleep with out there in the world. So if we got them same letters, we would say the same thing, which we do, which is why we have the 1 year rule. It is good for when you come in here. It is good for some of you sisters that come in here to not touch a man. It is good for some of you brothers that come in here to not touch a man. That's what Paul is saying. That's the and what do you do? And when we give the protocols at the end of class, we say you are to shed yourself of the world. That's why Paul is saying it. Read the next verse.
Next verse. Verse 2. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife.
Oh, somebody came out the back.
No. When you did this, it went all the way over.
Oh, okay. I'll move it over. I'll leave it stationary. I can move it. Go ahead, brother.
Should I read it again, sir?
Kind of.
Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband.
Let every woman have what?
Her own husband.
Have her what?
Her own husband.
That's how it's supposed to be. Can you move it manually for me? No, don't do that. Don't leave it back centered the way it was. I wanted you to move the top part, the camera. There you go. Just turn it. There you go. Right there. That's good. I got it, Akim. I got it. I got it. It's all right. It's all right. So now it says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication. Why is it saying to avoid fornication? Who knows why it's saying to avoid fornication? Anybody? It's only one reason.
To avoid fornication for
just keep it right here. Remember, the things he's heard is good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication. Why is he saying that?
To keep him from sinning.
To keep him from fornicating. Get used to saying the words that's in the text. Because sin ain't in the text, you broaden it. Fornication is the specific sin that they committing. To avoid them from fornicating, to avoid them from sleeping with their father's wife, which is diabolical in itself. But don't we hear that today? That's something we hear today. Today, we will hear stories about a brother sleeping with his father's wife, or a mother sleeping with her daughter's boyfriend. We hear about this all the time. So that's the reason why 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, is written in that fashion. So the flower of thine age is a time where you let that girl bloom. That's what the flower of thine age. That's why I wanted you to stay right there. That's where the age is at, right there in the verse. All right. All right. Any other questions in the room? Any questions online?
Sister said her son had a question, wanted to break down on Proverbs 12 and 14. And also specifically, what does a man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth mean?
Proverbs 12 and 14, you said? You got it?
Proverbs chapter 12 and 14. A man shall be satisfied.
Read verse 13. Start there.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 13. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips.
The wicked is what?
Is snared by the transgression of his lips.
So how can the wicked be snared by the transgression of his lips? By the deceptive way he talks, the cruelty he speaks, the way what he says out of his mouth, the drugs he sells. Like, you could just think, if you start talking about the transgression of his lips, just think about all the wickedness that can come out of your mouth. And that can be your snare, being a liar, right? It says, read on.
But the just shall come out of trouble.
So there's a way that when the just speaks, he can come out of trouble. He don't have to be in dire straits because he's just. Read the next verse.
Verse 14. A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth.
Now, what does that mean? A man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth. What does that mean? You want to answer?
Speaking in wisdom.
That's good. I'll take that. When it says good by the fruit of his mouth, meaning what you say and what it produce. When you're seeing fruit, like, you know them by their fruits. What you produce will let us know if the works you did was good or bad. Well, this man, because he speaks justly, he will be satisfied by the fruit of his mouth. Now, the fruit can come in one of two ways, right? One, it says, shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of the mouth. Go ahead.
And the recompense of a man's hands shall be rendered unto him.
What does recompense mean?
Like the reward.
The reward, right? The reward you get comes from what you say. And if you think about your life, a lot of things are avoided by what you say out of your mouth. Your mouth controls everything. And let me make it even more clear for you. Even what you think in your head when you're talking to yourself, that's your voice too. So because what you think. What in the movie Life it said, what as a man thinketh, so as he goeth. You read the Bible? That's in the movie Life when Eddie Murphy said that to Martin. But what you think, because you're speaking, that can translate too. So what that means when is a man shall be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth. If you're getting evil by what you say, then you're Proverbs 12 and 13, when the wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips. If you're just and you're getting the good, then you know that what you're saying is good, because your recompense of your hands will be rendered to you. Now, that recompense of a man's hands can be evil too. If you speak evil, your reward will be evil. If you speak good, your reward will be good. That's what the verses are saying. All right, I'll take the next questions.
Mm-hmm. Brother asks, how did Shem's children procreate without incest or intermarriage?
She said, how does the person say, how does Shem?
Come.
Very simple. Ham, Shem, and Japheth were the sons of Noah. They had their wives. Ham had children with his wife. Shem had children with his wife. Japheth has children with his wife. And then those children procreated with each other. It's that simple. There's no, in today's terms, a cousin is considered incest. In biblical terms, a cousin is not incest. That don't mean you should sleep with your cousin because the family is bigger now.
Right.
The family is not small. So it's not small where you got to be sizing up your cousin. There's other cousins that are not so close to you that you can get. What I mean by that is another black person or Hispanic that's one of your tribe, you can lay with them. But it's not unlawful to be with your cousin, so that's not incest.
Brother asks, Salaki, sir, if I may, in Acts 2 and 3, what are the cloven tongues that appeared unto them? Acts 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire.
What does cloven mean?
Like split.
That's what it means? Hold on 1 second. So a cloven tongue, you gotta, it's not, when you're looking at that, when it said, read the whole thing.
And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire.
So what is it that appeared on them? Very simple. When Christ got baptized and you saw the Holy Spirit, what did it look like? A dove, right? Now, was it a dove? But it looked like a dove. So now this says, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as a fire. What did it look like?
Fire.
What did it look like?
Fire.
But not, okay, you got it. You can't just say fire. It looked like a split fire. Like imagine a flame. It looked like a flame sitting upon them. So it's not a tongue sitting on them. It's a flame. That's why it says like as a fire. And as it sat on them, that's what filled them. So that's how the Spirit descended on them in that instance. That's what the cloven tongue is. So it's not a lyric. That's why it says that there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of a fire, and it sat upon each of them. So don't think there's some tongue just sitting on top of them. Just think there's a spirit, or there's a spirit that's like fire that's sitting upon them. That's what transpired. I'll take the next question.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Ash, Shalom Cap, you break down Genesis 6 and 4 about Rashad are the sons of God, the sons of Adam.
You gonna read it?
Come. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 4.
I might want you to start at verse 1. Hold on. Yeah, start at you can start at 1.
Genesis 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
That they were what?
Fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose.
And so they saw these daughters that they were fair, and they took them wives all that they chose. So when people see this, because it say sons of God, they think that this is talk about angelic beings. So let's go with the notion that they're angelic beings. So for everything that we're going to read, these are angels. And they saw the daughters of men, and then they took them wives. To take them wives, what would that mean that they did?
Had sex with them.
Yeah, but give me more though.
They had to spit game on them?
No, that they married them. So they think that the angels left their state to come down here and marry women. That's what they think. Because remember, they had, I'm gonna keep going, I'm sorry. Read verse 3.
Verse 3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh.
So he also flesh, right?
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
So now it switches. This is a weird switch. Now we can stop talking about angels right now, because did he say his spirit not going to strive with men, with angels, or did he say his spirit not going to strive with men? Which one? With man. But in verse 2, there's no men mentioned there. It says the sons of God. This is how you got to talk to those that believe that these were angels. If these are angels, men did nothing. God is a just God. The only people that should be punished are the angels that disobeyed and the women that had sex. Really, the women shouldn't even be at fault, because the angels are so overpowering. How could a woman resist an angel? They making a woman's vagina like it's the greatest thing. Like the woman is beautiful to where the angels just couldn't resist themselves. But then in verse 3, it says, my spirit shall not always strive with man. And the striving is fighting, meaning, and that lets you know that the Most High was fighting something with man when he says this. What is he fighting? He's fighting man's desire to sleep with other nations. This is the first recorded instance of not sleeping with another nation. I'm gonna see if I can find this video. Y'all know in Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter, when it says, I'm gonna send you this video. In Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter, it says that the children, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, for you was a stranger in his land. And then the next verse says, the children that are begotten of them shall not come amongst the congregation to the 3rd and 4th generation, right? Do you know, I'm gonna send you this video. I'm gonna send you this video. I want you to play this video. This is an example of science in the Bible and how man thinks and the Bible beat him to the punch. I'm gonna email this to you. Give me 1 second. Let me play this. I'm gonna show you something. This is what white women and white men are doing today, and this is what they believe. Let me come here. Let me send this to you. Bear me 1 second. And now, even when it's shortened the days are shortened. All of this is judgment against men. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that,
right,
when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old.
So now, when it says the same became mighty men, I'm sorry, Greg, I'm sorry, men of renown. I want you to go to, oh wait, in that same verse, read the beginning part after where it says after that. Read all the way up to after that.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that.
Also what?
And also after that.
So now remember the flood, the whole purpose of the flood was to destroy. If you go with the logic that the angels rebelled, fell, slept with women, so now God is causing a flood, and only Noah and his family are the only ones that are normal, so they get to survive. If it says after that, how can we have giants after that if the point of the flood was supposed to destroy all of the giants? Even in the New Testament, it says only 8 souls survived the flood. This is how you have to talk to him. So the giant is not talking about stature, it's talking about power. Napoleon was a giant, but he was short. Commander Johnny Hunter is a giant, but he's short. It's talking about your power, what you can do. Mighty men of renown is talking about your reputation for what you do. As wicked as he is, Donald Trump is renowned for that wickedness. He's a giant. He says something, he do something. He the one probably set up the NBA because the NBA is Black Lives Matter and said, let's get them arrested for gambling. That's the giants that is talking about. Did you get that email? See if you got that email. And somebody, I'll grab the scripture because I know we got the mic thing.
Shout out to the super chat.
What the super chat say?
Food of wise.
Shout out to super. Yep, appreciate that. I'm gonna read this verse. Wait, play that video. Play that video you got right there.
A bit less black, and then the grandsons white.
My biological father is African American. I'm gonna break it down for you because I know what you're thinking.
Pause it. See how it says interracial relationships are promoted in the media to assist in the preservation of white people. This verse right here, Deuteronomy 23:8 says, the children that are begotten of them shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their third generation. Remember that third generation. Play it.
This girl is insane. There's no way. She has green eyes, very light skin, and blonde hair. Like, there's no way. Growing up as a kid, I always got, that's your stepdad, you must be adopted. This video is honestly for educational purposes to just let you know, like, people can look like me and be mixed. So let me break it down and show you my parents. Alrighty, here is me and my dad. This is my dad. His name is Lance. Here's another photo. It's kind of blurry, but yes, he raised me my entire life from when I came out the womb. Here is another photo of us when I was younger. And this is my mom, so I definitely took after, like, her skin tone, her hair.
Father, right?
I'm looking like a weird ass little baby in this pic, but this is my mom again.
But I realized after a few years of deep diving into race science and eugenics, we're actually right on schedule. Because it only takes 3 generations to breed something in or.
She's saying that they're right on schedule. When they look at society, when they look at eugenics, they right on schedule. Keep going.
She said in 3 generations.
Oh, she said that already. That's what I wanted them to hear. Is there any way you could bring it back?
No, I would have to restart.
Can you restart it? That's what I hate about on a computer. On the phone, you can rewind it. Okay, I'm gonna just play this one more time. Just restart it. That's why I didn't want to overtalk that part.
Less black, a bit less black, and then the grandsons.
The Bible don't have the greatest wisdom on the planet.
My biological father is African American. I'm gonna break it down for you because I know what you're thinking.
Generations, they can't come around. That's what the Bible says. Read it.
This girl is insane. There's no way. She has green eyes, very light skin, and blonde hair. Like, there's no way. Growing up as a kid, I always got, that's your stepdad, you must be adopted. This video is honestly for educational purposes to just let you know, like, people can look like me and be mixed. So let me break it down and show you my parents. Alrighty, here is me and my dad. This is my dad. His name is Lance. Here's another photo. It's kind of blurry, but yes, he raised me my entire life from when I came out the womb. Here is another photo of us when I was younger. And this is my mom, so I definitely took after like her skin tone, her hair. I'm looking like a weird ass little baby in this pic, but this is my mom again.
But I realized after a few years of deep diving into race science and eugenics, we're actually right on schedule. Because it only takes 3 generations to breed something in or out.
Pause it. You see what it said? It only takes 3. This is how they think. It only takes 3 generations to breed something out. When that Deuteronomy 23:8 says the children begotten in them can't enter into the congregation until the 3rd generation, the wisdom we supposed to know from that is, and for everybody to understand, that doesn't mean that an Edomite can come in the 3rd generation. That means if you have a child, if an Israelite man has a child with an Edomite, that child can't come amongst us until he has 3 generations of children with Israelites. Because
So he would have to find a woman that also has a heathen mother.
No, he would have to find a woman that is an Israelite and marry an Israelite. He has to marry an Israelite woman, that son that has a heathen white mother. He has to marry an Israelite woman, and then go 3 generations of making sure his son does the same thing. His son does the same thing. Then they can come amongst the congregation. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand, sir. So does that also? Would people not want? Would an Israelite man not want his daughter to marry that other Israelite if he has a heathen mother?
You said what?
Would that Israelite father prevent his daughter from marrying that son who has a heathen mother?
He might. He just might. Like you can see, but you have to. Like when I'm saying he just might, he might not. Like you can see the wars that Benjamin had where they had made a vow not to marry the tribe of Benjamin because of the war, but then they did it anyway, so that the tribe wouldn't go away.
That's why I asked the question, because if there's a bunch of children that have heathen mothers, none of them can enter into the congregation.
The point of the verse is there shouldn't be no children with heathen mothers. That's the point. So your hypothetical requires real time. So in a real time world, like all of us that might have had a father with a heathen, do they marry an Israelite woman? The men that are in here that have a heathen mother, or the women that are in here that have a heathen mother, do they marry Israelite counterparts? Shalom. That's your answer. All right. So now that's the point. But the white woman knows this. They doing this now, Shadazar.
With Christ, wouldn't all of that be irrelevant now? Being that
that's why I just said that to Ashar. No, it's not irrelevant. You don't want to say irrelevant, because in here, good.
I'm saying irrelevant as far as the 3rd generation.
No. You don't want to say it's not irrelevant. What you want to say, that's why when I asked him, we got brothers and sisters in this school that have a heathen mother, but an Israelite father. Are they allowed to get with an Israelite in here because of Christ? But now let's say while we're in here, can you get with a heathen? That's why I said you can't say it don't count. Okay.
What I was saying was irrelevant. The 3rd generation rule.
It's not irrelevant. You're not. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Okay.
So I think I understand what I think you don't understand what I'm saying. Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
No, let me say it differently. When anybody, whatever sins was committed before you come in here, don't count once you come in here. You're born again. So you're starting over. So you're not in any generation. So let's say that brother or sister that has a heathen mother, they're not in any generation when they come in here and are born again. You understand now?
That's what I was saying.
But right, but okay, but just make sure, don't say that that law, it sounded like you were saying that law was irrelevant.
No, not the law, but the generation. I saw them falling in the generation.
Yeah, them falling in a generation, that's gone. But once they come in here, you can't do it once you're born again. Once you're born again, you can't do that.
I was saying the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, probably the word. Yeah, no sweat. So now they know to play the rest of that video.
And white women were colonized first. I mean, we have to come to terms with the fact that we're not from here. We're European American, and we were persecuted religiously. And the way that they did that was to breed
y'all listen to that video. They believe that they can breed us out in 3 generations. That's what they believe. The Bible said we can't, that the children begotten of them can't come in here into the 3rd generation. So their science that they're trying to say, the Bible said that a long time ago. Don't mix with them. All right. So now when you read Genesis 6 and 4, I think I explained it. You can ask him if he needs any further breakdown on it. The giants in the earth. Go to Genesis I think it's 10 with Nimrod. Is it Nimrod? Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Because they called Nimrod a mighty hunter. It might be 11. Where's it at? Let me look this up real fast. Genesis 10 and 8. Read Genesis 10 and 8.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
That's the example of giants in the earth, and also after that, mighty men of renown. That's an example of that. But it's all men. All right. I'll take the next question.
Come. Brother Ash, Shalom Cap, can I get a breakdown of Ephesians 2 and 15?
Ephesians 2 and 15?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Ephesians 2 and verse 15. Having abolished his flesh, Salakia, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances.
Start at Start at 13.
Ephesians 2 and 13. But now in Christ Jesus, ye who sometimes
we say Yahushua here.
But now in Yahushua Mashiach, ye who sometimes were far off.
Christ is cool, but I don't like you. You can say Yahushua.
Ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Mashiach.
So now it says at the time, but now because of Yahushua, ye who was sometimes afar off are brought back by the blood of Christ. And that's important to understand in Ephesians. Before we go further, go to Ephesians 1 and read verse 4 and 5 so we can get context.
Ephesians 1 and 4. According as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world.
Before what?
The foundation of the world.
That sounds like but the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil. Before the foundation, we were chosen for this purpose. Read verse 5.
Verse 5, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua Mashiach.
Now, and then it says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Christ. The same writer of Ephesians is the same writer of Romans. The adoption only goes to the children of Israel. So now go to Ephesians 2. I had you read 13, read 14.
Ephesians 2 and 14. For he is our peace.
He's our what?
Our peace.
Why do you need peace? Because there's a war between two parties. So there has to be someone that can broker the peace. And Christ, Yahushua, is the broker of said peace. Go ahead.
Who hath made both one.
Who's the both? Who knows who the both is? Who's the both? Shmuel? That's right. Or the house of Israel, the house of Judah. That's the two. Remember in Ezekiel 37, he was going to take the two and make them one stick. So now it says, have made us both one. Don't let you got. I was talking to a brother in the Car Chronicles. Like, there is no, and I'm going to say this again so y'all can understand. It's to free your mind when understanding the Bible. There is no Gentile breakdown in the Bible. It does not exist. There is Gentiles in the Bible. The only reason we have to go in here and say the two is not talking about Gentiles and Jews is because Christians came and butchered the understanding of the Bible. But when the writer is writing this, when Paul is writing this letter, he's not writing this for a Gentile breakdown. He's writing this because he knows that Israel was supposed to be restored. He knows that there was two kingdoms, that they got split. They was never supposed to be split. He knows that Christ came to bring back the two kingdoms. So there's nothing about this context that's about other nations and Israel. The two can only be the two that was separated. They have to be joined first. Like, free your mind. Like, don't get hit with this scripture. And the first thing you think is what the Christian argument is. Understand what is being written first and then know their argument. Because once you can understand what the text is actually saying, it frees you. It gives you more confidence when you speak. So now when it says, for he is our peace and hath made us both one, you got to ask them, are the Israelites in Ephesus? Yeah. Are they lost sheep? Yeah. Was the kingdom together? Was the two kingdoms together when Christ was here? No. Did Christ bring the two kingdoms? Yeah. So ain't that the two that has to become one? And then watch them. And the only, if they're honest, they would say yes, but if they're honest. If they just straight up liars, they're going to say, nah, that's Gentiles and Jews. But if they got any type of honesty and slickness, they'll at least say yes, but, because it has to be the two. And says, have broken down the middle wall of partition between us. The middle wall of partition is the break where the Most High wasn't communicating with us anymore. We down here, the Most High's up here. Is nothing in the middle that's connecting us. Christ breaks down that wall. Read verse 15.
Verse 15, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandment contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain.
Now, the law of the commandment said what we was talking about, a child couldn't come into the third generation. That's enmity for a child born. Like, why is it my fault that my father slept with this heathen? Why I got to pay? I didn't know, he didn't know no better. That would be enmity until Christ. That adulterer comes in here, she done slept with a bunch of men and she didn't know, she gonna say, I didn't know, I'm gonna try to be nice to the sisters for at least 5 minutes. But I didn't know no better. That would be enmity to not allow. So when it says, having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of the commandments, it's not talking about adultery. It's talking about none of us would be able to have this opportunity we have unless Christ abolished in his flesh the enmity, because there was a price to be paid for your sin, and Christ paid it. Sidebar, knowing that he paid it, how could you piss on his grave and go and sin again? He done cleaned you for adultery. You still go sleep with hoes. He done cleaned you for your drug addiction and drug dealing. You go get high and sell drugs. You go shoot and stab and rob and do all the things that Christ redeemed you for. You are pissing on, and then have the audacity to say that Christ died for you to do that. Because that's what the church says. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Like the church says that, yeah, he forgave me that time, but he'll forgive me again. And the Bible don't say that. Hebrews 10:26 says, if you sin willfully, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. So they got to make up their mind. So it says, for to make himself of twain one new man. That's how you get rid of the enmity. You have to be a new man. You know what it means to be a new man? You can't be the old. You can't go back to Tyree. You got to be Tazaryak. I don't know none of y'all names by heart, so I can't say, oh, I know Smart Wallace, but I ain't going to put them out there like that. You can't be Danny. You got to be Danyala. You can't keep your old man. Your old man has to die. If you look in the mirror or when you talking to yourself like we was talking about earlier, and anything you say sounds like the old man, you should unalive him. You should work on unaliving your old man till there's no remnant of him that's alive. To where when they say your name and when they say your nickname, it means nothing to you. If they say your name and you get a flashback of how good it was to be that name, you might want to unalive yourself. Of course, I'm talking about the old man because I don't want nobody. Cap said to commit suicide. I'm not talking about, y'all ain't hot in here? Or is it just me? No, I don't know, but maybe this bright ass light in my face. So that's the answer to that question. I'll take the next question.
Shout out to Atlanta joining us as well.
Okay, big up to Atlanta. Get him a hand. All right.
Wanted to see if Atlanta had any questions.
Atlanta, you have any questions? No, they said they didn't have no questions.
Okay, we got a question. Also, Paratas, I wanted to break down on Lamentations 4:17. Related to how our people ask other nations to help us.
Oh, go ahead to it. Let's go to it.
Lamentations 4 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Listen, that's something that we doing to this day. Like right now, with all the hell that Donald Trump is doing with ICE. Just remember this, and Paratas, I brought this out earlier. Donald Trump said the women in Chicago said, please come, please bring the National Guard to Chicago. Well, Trump bought ICE instead. And then now you seeing black, you ain't seeing the immigrants you ain't just seeing immigrants on the ground. You seeing black people on the ground too, because for some reason, black folk got it in their mind that the police is only gonna go after illegals. Like and this the part that tripped me out. When have black people ever trusted the police? What's the Flavor Flav song? 911 is a what? A joke. That's the song. But for some reason, they calling for Donald Trump to bring them in here. And here's the crazy part. When it says our eyes have yet failed for our vain help, we don't ever think we should fix ourselves. Like that option ain't never on the table. I was having this conversation with this cat named Angry Man. He had to get counsel from Tommy Sotomayor because I had him in his feelings the other day. And yeah, he had to get straight up counsel. They had a whole live stream. Tommy and Angry Man got a live stream about my live stream when I had to put him in his place. But the conversation we was having was about selling to the Negro. How back in the 50s they knew that because a black man felt like nothing, he would feel like something by what he does materialistically. And as I'm trying to teach them that comes from slavery, they don't want to understand that because they would rather just blame us, but then still look for the white man for an answer. The white man is never going to give you an answer better than what you can do for yourself. And ISUPK Commander Jenny Hanna has given us an answer. Accountability, repent, keep the laws of God, be a brother, be a sister. That's not vain. We see the fruits of it. Just look at yourself in the Israelite School of UPK. Look at the work that you do in the Israelite School of UPK. That's you not looking for another nation, but being accountable. The rest of the verse says, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. There's never been a time in America that America has saved us. They've only pacified us. They've only given you enough, like in Luke the 16th chapter, when it says, moreover, the dogs came and licked the sores. So in Luke, go to Luke 16 and go to Luke 16 and verse 19. You're gonna read 19 to 21.
Luke 16 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
That's your pastors. That's your leaders. That's your entertainers. That's everybody that the white man pays. You know an example of that? Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, a couple months ago, talks about this live stream, how he had to leave watching Buzz Lightyear movie because they had trans relationships in the movie, and he felt like that wasn't for his kids. And his grandson sitting and watched it. And I was like, good job, Snoop. Good job. But you can't put your faith in them. Because if that was Commander General Hanna, General Hyman, and he said that, you're not going to hear what I'm going to say now. Months later, for his doggy style show, what does he have in there for kids? Transgender relations. Because they fare sumptuously. They live off of the crumbs that the white man gives them. So, could Snoop have stayed on his square? Yes. But he would have lost his riches. He would have lost his money. So, to get us, the masses, of what the white man knows is, we just need one or two props. We need the influencers of black people. And because we're materialistic, our influencers are not even leaders anymore. Where's the new black leader? Now, I know y'all are going to say Commander Jenny Hanna, but in the world, who's the black leader? I'm asking. If y'all know some, the closest is the little short fine shit in Texas.
Jasmine.
Woo. I heard Jasmine was single.
I've heard you're gonna be in Texas soon.
Yeah, I'll be in Texas, Jasmine. I don't know where she's from. She in Texas though. I don't. Are you listening? Listening is an art. I said I don't know, but she a Texas representative. She in Texas. She's a congressman in Texas. If somebody let Jasmine know Cap coming, I like to, get it in it. Nah. But outside of her, who is the sad part? Stephen A. Smith just apologized for talking trash about her. But now you take her out the picture. Who's the black leader? Who's the black leader? Y'all know any? Y'all desire? They all dead. Al Sharpton looked dead. Like he went from big man to like this big. You know who black leaders are? Your entertainers. Yeah, Mark Lamont. Like they're not even a movement. Even like a Mark Lamont who can appear to be intelligent is not a movement. Umar Johnson, who can appear intelligent, is not a movement. There is no black leader that's a movement. Back in at least back in the 60s, whether I agree with him or not, Martin had a movement. Malcolm had a movement. There was movements. The Khalid Muhammad had a movement. There is no movement outside of ISUPK. There isn't. So what do? They placate on your desire for money. That's why your Diddy can be who you listen to. Your Steve Harvey can be who you listen to. Your D.L. Hughley can be who you listen to. The damn comedians are who. Cat Williams broke the internet on Shannon Sharp. And Cat Williams is a comedian. That's who you look at for leadership. So when we looking at for vain help, the vain help is because nothing is going to come from looking at these people that are paid to perform. You're not going to see anything. Keep reading where you was at. Luke 16.
Luke 16 and 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs.
And now all Lazarus want, that's the vain help. All Lazarus, which is us. The rich man is in the parable, in the literal parable, the rich man is the Sadducee and Pharisee. The poor people are Israel. And today, it's the rich people, your pastor, your preacher, and they so diabolical. They can ask for 2,000. You give 1,200. He said, that's not what I asked for. That's what the pastor can say. Because the poor is just desiring, and the poor believe if I give my last to him, a treasure is going to open. You know why? Because they'll read a scripture. You know, if you give this, he'll open up a window and he'll give you a blessing. There ain't a bigger pimp outside the white man. There ain't a greater pimp than the pastor. The pastor is the biggest pimp ever. I saw one video on TikTok. The pastor got his Bentley on the damn, got his Bentley on. Let me see if I can find it. The pastor got his Bentley on the pulpit. And he said, I got this in here for y'all to see. And one of the persons said, can we get in it? He said, no, in the name of Jesus. I don't think so. I don't think that was AI. I pray to God it wasn't AI. I pray, please don't let that be AI. That's what he said. Because we're just desiring to get the crumbs. And that's all Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians is right now. A nation desiring for crumbs. And it's about to get real bad. You know, they say they cutting the what? Nobody's getting them the welfare checks in November. The stamps, they're not coming in November. That's when y'all gonna be looking at ISUPK for the food we got. That's what you're gonna start doing. And that the other diabolical part about that is that's only 1% of the budget. The welfare part of the government assistance is only 1% of the budget. When they talk, listen, Google, I Googled this yesterday. Hopefully Google don't, you know, Google be lying sometimes. Google, hold on, wait, let me see if I can find this. How did I Google this shit yesterday? I Googled this by saying, how much of the budget is spent on welfare? Google that.
Like percentage-wise?
Yeah, just type, just how I said, how much of the budget is, no, Google on the screen. You on your phone. Yeah. Why you do it? I want you to put it on the screen. I can't believe you just did that. Oh, wait, and do 2024. You might have to put, yeah, okay, there you go. No, that's fine. So now, you put it on the screen first, my bad. Put it on the screen. Now, hit show more. Scroll down to show more. And then now we're going to read it. So now when you read this, right, go to the top. No, go back up to the top. In the fiscal year 2024, the federal government spent $6.9 trillion in total with welfare and related programs like income security accounting for approximately $476 billion, 7% of that total. However, other categories such as Medicare 1.7, Social Security 1.5, defense 872 billion are larger spending areas. The term welfare is broad and can include many different programs, right? So now we're going to look at some of those programs. Scroll down some. Total budget 6.9. So you see the Medicare. Now welfare spending. Welfare spending varies depending on definition. Scroll down. This is a broad category. No, yours don't have what I have. Let me see. Maybe I might have to say it. Let me look at mine. Keep scrolling down. Because it's supposed to give the actual percentage. Hit the deep dive and see. I want to see if it gives more. Because mine's, it should give more. Boy, you can't, you got to damn near screenshot it. Because when I did it yesterday, it was 1% of the welfare, the food part was 1% of the budget. So why would they do that? To send y'all, like you be in the government, this goes right back to not caring and looking for vain help, our eyes is watching, because America will never care for you. Oh, there we go. In the fiscal year 20, this is on the screen. They can see this. God, the U.S. government spent approximately $100 billion on SNAP, which is about 1.5% of the total federal budget. So when they make supplemental nutrition assistance program to be the face of the lockout, it's just another way to show you the rich don't care about the poor. When they go into cut, like when the Bible says, don't rich men oppress you, the rich don't care about the poor. When they think about everything that they could cut, they never think about cutting the military. They're not going to do that. They're not thinking of nothing else that's going to help their pockets. They're not thinking, the Republicans and Democrats shouldn't even get, are they getting paid? But to cut your food off, they'll cut it off. That's when it says, now go back to the scripture. Brother, you can't talk from back there, brother. Salakia. No sweat. No, go ahead and say it. No, damn, that's diabolical. Government workers get free health care. Read Luke 16 and 21.
And desiring to be fed.
And as they desiring to be fed with the crumbs from the rich, go ahead.
With the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sword.
When it says the dogs came and licked their sword, so imagine you got cuts and bruises on your body, and a dog comes and licks them. Does the dog's tongue heal your body? It don't. It helps further the damage. So now, what are some of the licking that they do? The drugs they give you, the alcohol they give you, the access to excess of shit you don't need. But you'll never get justice. You'll never be taken care of. You'll never feel safe. You'll never not worry. And in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, when it says, I think above our head is like iron, right? Is it above our head is iron? Yeah, I think above our head, in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, when it talks about the curses, it talks about above our head. Let me see if I can find it. Above, give me 1 second. And I know it's Deuteronomy 28. Bear with me a second. You said verse 23? The water. Deuteronomy 28 and 23, it says, and the heaven that is above over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. That's our life. I remember Michael Jackson had that song, too high to get over, too low to get under. That's us. There is no escaping oppression. All right, I'll take the next question. Let me know when it's like 8:45.
Brother said, Shalom, Cap. Can we get a breakdown on John chapter 20 and 17 and 26? Was Yahushua using numbers 19 and 11 through 13, which means he was still telling them to keep the laws of Moses?
Boy, when I say y'all be overthinking. Numbers 19 and what?
Numbers 19 and 11 through 13.
No. I should just say it like that, but of course, man, he might be dropping something scientific. Christ's body wasn't dead. Christ was alive. Okay, go to John 20. Go ahead, come on. Because he'll say Cap wouldn't answer my question.
John 20 and 17, Jesus saith unto her, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren.
Is he talking? Is Christ talking? So he's alive, right? Right? So Numbers 19 and 11 says, he that touches the dead body of any man. Christ is alive, right? Right? Y'all see why I didn't want to answer the question? Christ is alive talking to him saying, don't touch me. A dead body don't talk. A dead body is laid up in the grave. Everybody understand? And then when you go further down, did Thomas touch Christ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he touched his wound. Okay, y'all desire. Yeah, but more importantly, he touched them. Shalom. I'll take the next question.
Brother asked on the last topic, he said they'll tell you to keep the man and husband away from the home. Is that also dogs licking the wounds?
Yes. You know what I'm gonna tell you too, man. I saw Corey Holcomb say something. Put that on the screen. What they said. Yeah. Also, they would tell you to keep the man, husband away from the home. Is that dog? You know what's more diabolical? When a woman is against her kid's father, she actually hates the kids. Let that sizzle in your spirit.
Facts.
There's no way you can be against your child's father and love your child as well. Your child don't want to get caught up in your adult problem. Your adult problem that you have with this man does not now mean that little Tony don't want to see his daddy. So when you make it your business to make sure little Tony don't see daddy, you hate little Tony too. You ain't even doing it spiritually. You're not even doing it because you hate him. You're doing it because you hate your son or because you hate your daughter. So yes, that is absolutely correct. I'll take the next question.
Come on. My brother asked, does ISUPK teach their people how to build wealth?
Yes. Pay your tithes. That's how you build wealth. That's how you build the kingdom. Give me Acts 4. I think it's Acts 4. Acts 4. Wait, it might be 3. Let me see. It's Acts 4. Spoken Spanish. Acts 4 and 32.
Acts chapter 4 and verse 32. And the multitude of them that believed were of one heart and of one soul.
They was what?
Of one heart and of one soul.
Go ahead.
Neither said any of them that aught of the things which he possessed was his own.
And that's something that is very hard, because you know what this battles? This battles selfishness. We are such a selfish people. Like, we want to keep everything to ourselves. And here, though, in ISUPK, everything is not ourselves, including your body. Your body is not yourself. Your body don't even belong to you. Every sister I know will work tooth and nail to where I got to get a phone call because somebody had the sisters making chicken. They stand up to 1, 2 in the morning. I ain't going to say who it was, but I got the call for it. As I'm looking down in Texas and I see the sisters down there staying till 1, 2 in the morning to help the brothers, because our body is not our own. Our material items are not our own. Whatever is required in here, that's the greatest wealth you can have. The treasure is not what you, even in the Bible, when it says you have treasure where the moth, I think it's talking about the moth. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I got this right. Matthew 6 and 20. I'm going to start at 6 and 19. It says, lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven. The kingdom of heaven, when it says the kingdom of heaven is within you, that's the greatest treasure that you can have. Now, does that mean you don't get no money? No, it does not. You bet to make money. That's why, what's the first thing I said? Pay your tithes. Because the Bible says wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. But money without wisdom will never garner wealth. Because I see a lot of our people with money. I don't see no wealth, and I don't see it last. I see a bunch of drug addicts, junkies, broken homes. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith kids is buck wild. Kanye West and his, you see Kanye West's daughter? Kanye West's daughter put fake blue eyes, fake tattoos. That's an example. Now, Kanye should have never married a heathen. But that's an example of because you got money, what do you have? You gonna say something? What do you have? You don't have nothing. Is there any more in Acts 32? Read the rest of that.
That was, but they had all things common.
But they had all things common.
That's it.
That's what you need right there. Now, if you read that whole chapter on your own, you'll see they had agreed to lay everything at the disciples' feet, which is what they did. All right? That's how you do it.
The brother who asked the question said, I'm speaking about investing. And then a brother in the comments said, paying tithes is the investment.
Yeah, that is the investment. So that's the problem. You want to get something back, pay your tithes. Listen, I like when I get my little deposits and stuff like that, and I can go right and I send that Zelle off and I pay that tithes, it's the most liberating thing you can ever do. Because you fight the demons. Now, when you first come into the truth, you got to pay them tithe. Don't let that tithe be high. Let's say you got a good little paying job and shit like that. You got to pay that high tithe. You be like, damn, I could have paid this. Or if you got a little bit of money, but that money that you would normally have kept for yourself to get whatever nasty thing you was going to do with it. You was going to buy some hoe, OnlyFans, give it to the stripper, give it to the drug dealer, spend it on whatever foolishness. Now you're doing a selfless act. And above all, it's the law. So I'll take the next question. You gonna say something else? Mm-hmm. That's right. That's how much is the Passover fee this year? Mm-hmm. Passover fee is $200. Passover is gonna be in Houston, Texas. Big up the Yachty them, they can handle it. It was glorious the last time that we had the Passover in Houston. Passover is going to be in Houston, Texas, April 4th, if I'm not mistaken, right? No, the Passover date is what I'm talking about. It's April 4th, I believe. Right. I think it's the same ranch. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I don't know if that's it for sure. But April 4th is the Lord's Passover. Houston, Texas is where it's going to be at. $200 per person. Pay it ASAP. Make sure you get the hotel information. Don't wait till the last minute to get ready for the Passover. This is how we build wealth, because I don't know nobody that starves in here. I don't know nobody poor in here. You gonna say something? Every time you put your hand on the mic, it look like you're about to say something. I got it. No,
that's all. I'm just soaking in wisdom.
I'll take the next question, brother. I'll take that. Man, so I was just thinking of your wisdom, brother.
I was actually gonna say something that time, but you made me forget.
My bad. My bad. I need to learn. Listen, I'm sorry.
Live, sir. Brother asks, Salakia Adawan, young man, OB in Rapid City, South Dakota, asks in Matthew 16:20, why did Yahushua tell his disciples to tell no one he was Yahushua?
Who knows the answer to that? When you absolutely. Well, you got to read start at verse 15.
Matthew 16:15.
Mm-hmm.
He saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahushua answered.
Sidebar. Did Peter say you are God, or did he say he was the Son of the living God?
The Son of the living
Keep
God.
reading.
And Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
There's another thing, scripture you can use to show that Jesus is not God, because even Christ said the Father revealed that he was the Son. Keep going. But now, so you see that Christ is asking who he is. Peter says, you are the Son of the living God. Christ acknowledges that. Read verse 18.
Verse 18, and I say also unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church.
So now he's establishing what he's going to do with Christ, with Peter, what he's going to do with the disciples. Read verse 20.
And the gates of hell shall not prevail.
No, I said read
verse 20. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua Mashiach.
So now, what does that mean? Why did he say he charged the disciples not to tell no man? Read 21. I'll help y'all out. Read 21.
From that time forth, began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes.
So now, why did he charge them not to say nothing? It's not as complicated as you might think. I'll give you a
because his work has to speak for itself.
That's simple. He didn't make himself no reputation. He didn't need nobody to walk around. Yeah, okay, you know I'm the son of the Most High God sent here to do this mission, but you don't have to tell people to do that. They'll see by the work. It's just that simple. All right, I'll take the next question.
So quick shout out to Baltimore.
Shout out to Baltimore, Big B more up in the building. Give him a hand. All right.
We have a sister asked, Salaki, sir, how many weeks after birth of a baby girl has to pass to be able to attend Passover?
Well, if you have a baby, I think if you have a boy, a girl rather, I think it's 84 days. It's in Leviticus. I want to say it's 84. It's double the son. So Leviticus, give me a second. Because a woman is a monster. No, I'm joking. So in Leviticus 12, it says, Leviticus 12:5, but if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks as in her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purification 66 days. The score is 20, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's actually 66 days. You add the 14, what's that, 78? So I think I had it wrong. 80? Damn.
A little less than 3 months.
Damn. I messed that math up. Now, I don't know. Now, you know what's interesting is that when a woman has a daughter or a boy or a girl, when they're pregnant, it's different. Maybe that has something to do with it because their makeup is different. You know, what the mother passes off to the daughter, you know, might be different from that position. So if Lord be with y'all, if y'all having depend on when you had that baby, you might be jammed up for the past. So I would say that. But yeah, so that's what that is. Now, what's the difference between unclean for 2 weeks and shall continue in her blood purifying for 66 days? I got to make sure I'm right about that. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud yet, because I got to make sure I'm right about the blood purification. Unclean is the blood unclean, but of course you're not bleeding after that, so you're unclean. Like you can't come. I'll confirm, but I don't want to say it yet. I'll just confirm it. All right, I'll take one more question before I do this coolie thing.
One more question. A brother said, I never get an alert. My question's about the woman's seed. Can you explain that?
Oh, in Genesis. Oh, go to Genesis. I think he's talking about Genesis 3 and 15. I think that's what he's talking about.
Genesis 3 and 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
So now most people think that because it says I will put enmity between thy seed and her seed, that means a woman has seed. So what does it mean when it says I will put enmity between thy seed and her seed? Very easy. You got to be black to understand this. Anybody? When I tell y'all the answer, y'all gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, I am black, Shmuel. Meaning? So it'd be like I'm gonna put enmity between her child and his child. That's it. Seed. Women don't have seed. So when it says I will put enmity between thy seed and the woman, I'm sorry, I will put enmity between the seed and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. Is talking about his child and her child. You can see that played out with who? You can see this played out. It's played out. It's playing out to this day. That's the first time. What's the second time? Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau is the main one, but Cain and Abel is another one because Esau has the same spirit of Cain. That's the same spirit of the serpent. Same exact thing. All right. Now, I want to get into my topic for the last 15 minutes. Can you pull up this picture? You got the video too, right? I think it's a TikTok video I sent you. The picture. So I saw this post that Cooley made. It's diabolical, man. That Cooley is nasty work, man. Y'all, listen, y'all be caught up in these cats, and that nigga said he's in the top percentile. This is what Cooley said. Cooley said because he's over 6 feet, and I actually looked it up. Like being over 6 feet is the top percentile. I looked up my percentiles. I want to know what my percentile was. I'm like the 1%. Like you get me, boy. You got no. Let me joke. I'm just joking. But the height thing. I didn't know like the average height. What's the average height for a man? 5'10"? Right, that's like the average. So when you get into the 6 feet and higher, these are men that are above the average height. And so Cooley does this live stream and podcast, and like I'm financially successful, so I'm the top 1%, as if he's like prime real estate. And then he parades himself as someone that talks about Black and Hispanic women like it's going out of style. He talks about how they got multiple baby daddies, they downtrodden, they ain't this, they ain't that. Can you pull up the picture first? This is the picture that made. I saw this picture today. Let me look on my stream, y'all sucks. Look at this picture right here. This is him with his white roach. That I don't call white women snow bunnies. White women are roaches. Now, hold up. Look up white roach because they might think I made up. There's no such thing as a white roach. Can you Google white roach for me, please? Just Google it. Yeah. No, white roach. Yeah. Go to images. Can you put that on the screen? Y'all thought I was joking. There is a such thing as white roach. Let's put the white roach on the screen so they can see it. It's at the top right there. Yeah. That's a white roach. So now you can see a white roach. So you can feel comfortable knowing that we ain't ebonicized. I just made that word up. White roaches. White roaches are a real thing. Now you can bring me back to the picture. Let's put the picture back up now. This is him with his white woman. Now you would think that with all the trash that he talks about Black woman, for sure with this white woman, does she have kids by anybody else? She can't, right?
No way.
Because Cooley has standards. Cooley, yeah, she got to be pure. She got to be in the flower of her age, untouched. Because if he's the top percentile, for sure, this white dog here has to be in the top percentile. Can you play the video for me?
It's for the young men. You got to be careful who you take your advice from. So this gentleman behind me is Mr. No Fugazi, known as Cooley, from the No Fugazi
Hold on, one pause
podcast.
it. Go to the sprocket. Let me see the sprocket. No. Yeah, audio. Let me see the audio for that. Let's see the audio. Yeah, default line. Is the TV plugged in here or something? Testing, but I'm coming through the mic. All right, go down to the clip that off. Go down to the volume. Let me see the volume settings. You might have to hit that one. No. Hit this. Not going too fast. There you go. Hit that volume. Go to open sound settings. Let me see this one. Go down. All right. So, well, they'll hear it online, though, right? Okay. So we got to listen very attentively. Speed on that, man. I ain't gonna say nothing. But go ahead, play it.
So anyway, this is for the young men. You got to be careful who you take your advice from. So
Pause
this
it.
gentleman behind me is.
He said, you got to be careful who you take advice from. This man, Cooley, is giving black men advice to not date black and Hispanic women that have multiple babies or a baby daddy. That's what he's telling black men. And now, nobody should be surprised because all black men and black women that have these podcasts saying what black women and black men shouldn't do are doing the very thing that they saying black men and black women shouldn't do. When Derrick Jackson was sitting in that car telling black men you got to be with your woman and loyal, he was going to see the side broad he was having sex with. Same thing with this cat, as he's telling black men not to get with black women, and black women are disgusted because they have multiple baby daddies. He just went and found a white woman. Play it.
The No Fugazi, known as Cooley, from the No Fugazi podcast. He has almost 300K followers on YouTube. The crux of his YouTube show, his gimmick is criticizing single mothers, mostly black and Hispanic. He'll bring them on his show and tell them what they deserve and what they don't deserve and how they can't get a high value man and they need to settle for the scraps. So he claims he's 6'4" and says that he's a high value man because he's 6'4".
Pause that. He claims he's 6'4". High value man because he make over 100K. You would think he would get a high value woman. Let's see what his high value woman is. Play it.
He makes over 100K. But recently someone did some digging on this young man. But first, don't just take my words. Listen to him for yourself.
Watch what he says. Watch.
But you still make poor
Hold on,
decisions.
pause it. Can you turn the volume up? Is that coming out of the speakers of the computer?
Sounds like it's coming
out of the computer, right? We got to fix that for the live stream. No, I don't think it's coming out of the TV. Well, just to check. Turn to see if you can turn the volume. I'm gonna see. Good, play it now.
With your power. So when I
Yeah.
see
All right,
mom,
pause it.
right? I see
Dude, bring it back a little bit. Yeah, just turn it all the way up. Ashar, you don't do nothing while we live. I don't want to mess nothing else up.
But recently someone did some digging on this young man. But first, don't just take my words. Listen to him for yourself. Hear him out for yourself.
But you still make poor decisions with your power. So when I see a single mom, right? I see a woman that made all the wrong choices and only prioritized how she feels.
Stop.
She's selfish.
Stop. He said when he sees a single mom, he's talking to black women, he sees a woman that is selfish. That's what he sees. Play it.
I see a single mom, right? I see a woman that made all the wrong choices and only prioritized how she feels. She's selfish.
Will you ever date a single mom?
I mean, single moms need love too. They can get a little recreational use only.
So this young man,
you brought it back or it cut back? He said single moms are recreational use only. That's what he said. Keep playing it.
A little recreational use only.
So this young man to my left did some digging on Mr. Fugazi.
Now make sure y'all pay attention to the picture in the back. Look at the pictures in the back. Keep playing it.
He has his TikTok profile with his fiance, who happens to be a white single mother with 2 whole white kids that ain't his. 2 whole white kids that ain't his, that he's playing stepdaddy to. Meanwhile, this is his child on the end and then their child together. This is what I mean by you can't listen to these guys that's on these podcasts, all these manosphere guys. Most of them are hypocrites. Most of them are just expert salesmen that are duping you guys into listening to them and lining their pockets. I wish I knew the guy's name that exposed him to my left here, but he's also a TikToker. Anyway, please like, share, subscribe. And
now, why does Cooley do that? You can cut it off. Why does Cooley do that? What's the obvious reason why Cooley does what he does? Sorry. Money and the clout. And the thing on the internet, if y'all ever when y'all be seeing me, like when I be like on Tommy's platforms and stuff like that, they'll always call me a no. They call me something else. It's I forget the term that they use, but I'll defend. In their mind, I'm defending black women. because I won't allow them to create an echo chamber talking about black women. Just like if I'm in a room and they're getting on black men, I don't allow that either. Because I'm not chasing clout and I just want to tell the truth, I'll tell it from both sides. On the internet, what gets you popular is talking about black women in a negative way, talking about black men in a negative way. So there are women that gets thousands of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, making it their business to talk about black men, and the same thing with black women. Now, it's one thing to talk that way, but then when the camera is off, you're with your own. So like, let's say if you got a brother that's talking bad about black women, single mothers, but then he does the same thing when he's home. He's for his people. What does it say for somebody like Cooley that goes and marries the white woman? That's the same exact thing that he's speaking against for the black woman. No, that's a given. That's why he's doing a podcast, because he hates his people. But what else? Something y'all should all know, huh? Yeah. Sure.
That he's just saying things that he thinks people want to hear.
Well, that's a given. That's the whole point of the podcast. But what is it? That's true. But get me to what's wrong with him. What's in him? Remember, he's talking about black women being single mothers, but then he'll go have children with a white woman that's a single mother with 2 kids. So what does this say about him? That's true. Somebody in the chat gave the answer. Put Ezra on the screen, what Ezra just said. He hates himself. Like, he hates being black. When that big 6'4" nigga go look in the mirror, he wishes he was white. He wants to show white people how much he's white by getting with a white woman. Oh, she's trash to you? I'll redeem her. Because is that white woman trash to white men? That white woman is trash. That is not a high value. That his woman is not a high value woman in white society. And you know who knows that? Who knows that? Who knows? Say again? He knows it? No. More diabolical. Huh? Okay, y'all desire. The right roach, she knows it. Thank you, Yadazar, for calling her roach. She knows that she don't have that value. So she's going to make sure that she goes and caters to, in his mind, his high value. And she knows that he hates himself. And that if I get on his arm, he'll feel good about himself. Keep the picture up the whole time I'm talking. It's like I meant to tell you that. Put that picture up. No, the picture of him. Yeah, leave that picture right up there. That's why he feels comfortable in his little wife beater, his skinny jeans and Tim's, standing there. Now he feels like he's somebody, because before he got with her, he felt like nobody, and he was projecting the hatred that he had. The hatred that he had for himself is what he's projecting onto black women. That's why it's easy to do so. And then when he gets the white woman, he defends her. He defends that tooth and nail. Or he gonna fight for Becky. He gonna fight for the roach. But he would never think to fight for his own people, which goes back to what I think Yatazar said earlier. These are not leaders. This is, if you watch this for entertainment. Now, I never knew who Cooley was before January. When I went on his podcast, I didn't know who he was before that. But if you're watching them and you're actually watching them to learn something, that says a lot about you too. I understand the frenzy of debates, the frenzy of confrontation and stuff like that, but he should not be looked at as the epitome of honesty, because he's a liar. He's full of shit. He's an absolute hypocrite. So I just wanted to bring that out. With that, I pass the class off to Priest and Officer.
Sir, if I could.
Okay.
Officer Tapazar wanted to give some promo to the cookout coming up before we finish.
Go ahead. Where Tapazar at?
Hey, shalom. Yahabash Min Ashar Barakatah, sir.
What's going on, Top?
Now, I just wanted to go ahead and do an appropriate and proper promotion for the cookout. If you're going to be in Texas between October 30th and November 2nd, you need to be at the South Texas Cookout being hosted by Houston. Commander General Yohana, in his kindness and generosity, has allowed us to slaughter 2 of his bulls in his farm in Deep East, Texas. And with that, he'll be feeding our nation and the people. Of course, October 30th is going to be.
Can you break down
Thursday.
his farms? Can you break down his farms?
Yes, sir. Commander General Yana has a farm in Deep East, Texas, Lufkin, where he has 16 heads of cattle. And in his generosity, he allowed us to slaughter 2 of the bulls to be able to use that meat to feed the people that are coming down to the cookout, and also to feed people in the community as well.
Yeah, we got farms. Like when people be thinking we ain't got no work, we ain't got nothing. We got farms, we got land, we got all that. Just so y'all know. But when Tabazar said it so nonchalant, yeah, Commander Jenny Yohanas let us use 2 of his cows. He let us slaughter them. You know what I'm saying? We gonna slice them up, eat them up, cook them real good and shit like that. And that might go over a lot of people's heads. But y'all need to know we got farms. We got all of that. You can continue, brother. Building the wealth. Thank you, Ashar. Building the wealth that a brother asked a question about. You can continue with Top.
Kanawha concert, the water. And then October 30th, of course, is going to be Thursday, scripture breakdown with General Muhammad. And if you are fortunate and wise enough to be on time, there will be a steak bar, right? To where, we'll be serving tomahawk steaks, porterhouse steaks, ribeyes, sirloin, with asparagus and other, delectable sides and whatnot. So be there on time for the class. So while General Muhammad feeds you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, Commander General Yohana will be feeding you with the meat, from his farm as well. All right. Pause. Cut on Khan, sir.
He said feeding you with the meat. God. It's like, go ahead, Top. Go ahead, Top. Go ahead.
No sweat, sir. Yeah, and then after class is going to be game and karaoke night. There will be an outdoor movie night. October 31st. October 31st. We'll be doing community outreach in Houston's notorious 3rd Ward, CUNY Homes, where the food that's provided from the farm, we'll be taking that to the community to feed the people. And like I said, in 3rd Ward, if you're from Houston, you know about that. And as we do every month in that area, we'll be taking that food provided by Commander General Yohana and feeding the people. And then there'll be nightlife in the clubs that night. Saturday, November 1st, there'll be a brunch day party for the sisters. And then that night will be nightlife. And then, of course, Sunday, November 2nd, is the actual cookout, which will be at 7701 Belford Avenue. Which we want everybody to come down, all the different zones. Everybody, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you're invited. And this is all, like I said, by the generosity of Commander General Yohana. And then there will be nightlife that night as well. But I just want to go ahead and give if we could give Commander General Yohana a hand, for all the work that he's done to allow this to happen. But that's pretty much it, Cap, and Tawada for allowing me to go ahead and give a promote.
Definitely, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm coming down. I always talk about Houston. Houston, as I always say, is the only place I would actually transfer to. I was in the garage with Houston. I remember when Houston was in Gabawar's crib at the garage. That's how far back I go with Houston. So it's like my second home. So shout out to Houston. I'm looking forward to that cookout. With that, can I pass the class now, Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. With that, I pass the class to Briefs and Officer Yatazar.
We'll sign Christ. Clap it up for the class. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Majum. Please stand. I Majum Shabbat. I Majum Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. I'll give one courtesy to the sisters. No, so like it. I Majum Shabbat. I Majum Barak. Yahweh Shabbat. Hashem Yahweh Shabbat. Yajam Matap. Dismiss.